Hello, we are continuing with the tier lists for Steel Division 2 units, this time for Axis, line slash long range slash mid range units. So these were gathered by Lisek. Big thanks to him. He did a big job, not only gathering the Axis units, but also the Allied units and the leaders and all the CQC units as well. And it must have been such a pain. So big shout out to him. But today we'll be doing just the Axis line infantry ones, which I have gathered here to the top. I decided to also include the mid-range ones, for example, those with the STG-44s, and also the trash units like Ersatztruppen, which can't be really called line infantry or long range infantry, but I decided that they fit this one better than the CQC tier list. Again, these will be based on my opinion and experiences. I try to give my reasoning so that it's just not I'm not just placing them randomly, but I'm sure your tier list would be different than mine. But let me know what you think, like we did with the tank ones. So let's get started. First of all, we have Alpini from Monte Rosa. It's a decent line infantry unit because it has the MG42, which is of course the best one line infantry can have, but it's only 8 men, which makes it a bit painful to use. The squads which are under 10 or 9 men tend to be a bit weak, especially on the offense. Since the fallback nerf, they just melt so quickly, so that is a bit of a letdown for it. But they do have the raider trait, so still I'm gonna place this to, let's say, high C tier for now. Might go low B tier as well. Then we have Panzergrenadiers. These guys, of course, have one MG42 and then a bunch of SG44s, and then also some semi-automatic rifles. I quite like this unit. It's super good in yellow forests and in the 300 meters. It shines, but it also can hold its own decently in the actual long range fights. In CQC, it's not good, but sometimes you have to use it there as well, and it can do more than regular Panzergrenadier. This is for 25 points. I'm gonna place this, let's say, high B tier for now. Then we have the Alpini Reclute, disheartened Alpini with an averse MG, only 15 points, but I think this is pretty bad. Disheartened units are quite bad these days, especially these low health ones, and this has bad MG and I believe no AT either, and so it's not the worst, but it's not good either. I'm gonna place this to D tier, high D tier for now. Then we have Alpini, but with Panzerfaust. Of course, better with the Panzerfaust, but otherwise the same. Then GNR, another squad found in Monte Rosa. This one is a bit weird. It has a mix of bad SMGs, rifles, and then it has one bad LMG. So also has the security, but that doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that these were gathered before the Hell's Highway and the patch, so some of them have wrong prices. But I'll try to remember the price changes when wherever I can, and I don't think it should matter that much to the overall ranking. I did add the Axis units from the Hell's Highway here, so we can see the Beverungs Arnhem will be here and the other new ones. But the GNR are now 15 points, I think. So, but still, still not good. Still not good. But C tier, mid C tier. Then the Brandenburger, one of my personal favorite infantry units from the Axis side, has pretty flexible loadout for SMGs. I think it's maybe 6 rifles and then 2 MG42s. And the commando trait, which is, it's still very strong. Commandos are still excellent. Of course, this does not have any AT, so that's a bit of a downside, but otherwise it's still like the whole package. You shouldn't fight in the woods, but you can do that, and because of the commando trait, and you are always, of course, double wet, or even triple wet sometimes, you can take some punishment in the woods as well. So it's very flexible. It's very good for pushing, just queue moving forward, like we did before the fallback nerf. But the Brandenburgers can still do that, and I like them a lot. The price is a bit high, so if you leave this to being pinned with the vehicles or something like that, then you will lose points quite quickly. But yeah, when used well, these are absolute beasts. It's low S tier, first S tier now for now, but lowest tier, I think. Then we have Fallschirmjägers. These are the single machine gun ones from 3rd Fallschirmjägers. They arrive at B phase. These are quite nice. 12 men. They have radar. They have Panzerfausts. So for a single machine gun unit, I like these quite a lot. It's a shame that these only come in B phase because they would be excellent to have in A phase as well. High B tier for now. Yeah, high B tier for now. Maybe low A tier though. I like the radar trait. I value it quite highly. Then we have the Backlight Pioneer. Now, I included this here because it is a Pioneer, but it's not supposed to be in the woods. It's quite expensive for a Pioneer, and it has the SG-44s again, so it's actually best at the mid-range. I think it's good. It's maybe a bit expensive, but it is 13 men, so and I believe it has very low availability because it's forced double wet, so you only get 3 of them. But I like to bring it. Still, I think it's quite good. Low A tier. And yeah, I should mention, as with the Brandenburgers, they have the satchel, of course. So there are a few units which could also be in the CQC tier list, but I have just decided that they will be also in here because they are so good at mid or long range. So, but yeah, debatable, but yeah. Then we have the Fallschirmsturmjäger. This is like the FG42, but they have STG44s instead of the Gehvers, and they are now 35 points. So they are so good at that right range where they can fire all their weapons. The what it's called, FG42, then you have the assault rifles, and then you have the MG42s. So I think that might be the most DPS you can put out on at 300 meters in the game. They have good veterancy curve as well, and for 35 points they are just excellent. I think they have AT, maybe Panzerfaust too. So yeah, it's super good. Only found in third Fallschirmjäger, but I like it a lot. And Raider, of course, as with all the Fallschirmjägers. This is S tier for me. This thing maybe below the Brandenburger, but S tier still. Then we have Ersatztruppen Paris. It's a chunky, disheartened squad from the Paris defense division. It has double LMG, so it's quite good for 25 points. This is one of the better disheartened squads found in the Axis tabs. Still, it will fall back quite easily, but in defensive it's nice, and then 15 men, so you can take punishment quite a lot. So I quite like this one. It's going to be solid B tier for me. Then this one is from Rossel, Domobrani, Croatians. Quite similar to the Alpini Recluti, actually. I think it has MG26 and only 8 men, disheartened again. So I don't see a reason to bring this. Rossel is filled with good infantry. I don't think there's ever a reason to take this, unless you want to play with the Croatian units. But yeah, D tier, I think it's probably even worse. Oh, maybe it's better than the similar anyway. Then we have Gebirgsjäger from 5th Gebirgs. They have the MG42 and a few SMGs, and then semi-auto rifles. Only single MG, but they are Raider, which makes them quite flexible and pretty hard to spot. One of the better hybrid units, in my opinion. Of course, loses out at long range against the double MG units, but the Raider trait makes it so flexible, and you can easily hide it and such. So I rate this pretty highly. This is a bit biased because I like the unit, but B tier, maybe even better than the single machine gun Fallschirmjäger, even though it's more expensive. Then we have the Grenadier 15W. These are now 15 points, so they are actually quite cheap, and they have MG34. So it's like a Grenadier squad, but 15 points and disheartened. I think they can be now quite good. At 20 points, I didn't bring them, but now I think you should bring them. I think they are 715 has these, and then maybe 9th Panzer, I think. So yeah, better than the Alpini for 15 points. Maybe, yeah, let's put it here. Then we have the Großdeutschland Sturmgruppe. These guys have MG42, and I think these got also a price buff, so only 20 points. But I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this unit. 8 men, at the mid-range, it can be good, but with only one machine gun, it's I think they are quite hard to use. I don't rate this super highly. I think you can take them with a half track, and they do have a Panzerfaust, so they have some advantages, but I think they are C tier for me. Then we have the Granisieri from, I think these are in 5th cav at least. These are the ones which used to have a sniper rifle, but that was taken away a long time ago. Not a good unit. They have the, what is it, ZB30 or something like that, and otherwise their loadout is just meh. And 5th cav has good infantry options, but not the biggest infantry tab. So you don't really bring this. I don't see any reason to bring this. Maybe still better than the standard Alpini. Maybe the Panzerfaust one will be better, but yeah, no. Then we have the standard Sturmgruppe without the MG42, just only assault rifles. And it's still 20 points. Yeah, I probably prefer the one without the MG, so it doesn't reveal itself. But I mean, I think you bring one card usually when you play Gross Deutschland, but I don't think these are that good. C tier. Then we have the Gebirgsstreif. So this is actually similar to the Sturmgruppe MG, but these guys have double MG, and then they have 5 assault rifles, and they are Raider. So I think they are significantly better than these guys. Of course, one less man, but the Raider and then the double MG, it works quite nicely with the standard Gebirgsjägers. I quite like these. So B tier again, but not as high as these. Then we have the standard Grenadier. Not good, honestly. They have the single MG34, this one, and then some rifles and maybe one SMG, but it's these days that just doesn't hold up. The divisions which rely on only Grenadiers struggle quite a bit these days. It's just not good. Yeah, I'd probably take the Alpinis before this. Yeah, but not the GNR. But yeah, Alpini are better than this guy. It's for example, 352nd Infantry relies on the Grenadiers, and it's no fun. Then we have Grenadier with the MG99. I think that's the Preda. Only 15 points, but still trash. It's very underpowered. These guys are not disheartened, so that's nice for 15 points, but still no. Actually, yeah, a bit below. Maybe it should be in the D tier. It's so bad, the Preda. Single Preda won't do anything. Then we have the one with the Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust is always nice, so gets to be higher. Then we have the Schupo. Again at 15 points. These can be spammed, but it doesn't work anymore like it used to back in the day. So I don't think these are super strong. 10 men is decent, but if you have to rely on these, you will lose the long range fights almost always. So yeah. Low C tier. Perhaps better than the GNR. Panzergrenadier DB. This is in 20th Panzer and 20th Panzergrenadier, I think. So this is a super cost-efficient unit. It's only 20 points and it gets double DB machine gun. So it's I think it's yeah, it's a unicorn unit, so it's fine at 20 points. But like if this was widespread, I think it would be too cheap. But yeah, easy S tier. It's so cost efficient. To only 20 points. Then we have Ratsuvaki. These got buffed so that now they have shock, but at 25 points. Sure, there's 12 men. Sure, you have an AT grenade, and now you have 3 Suomis, and then you have the Lahti Saloranta LMG, but it's way too pricey. Even at 20 points, it wouldn't be super good. Then it would be like pretty average. I think this is at 25 points. This is complete trash. You will lose to other 25 point unit line infantry. In the woods it can work, but Ryhmä has so many other stuff you can use in the woods that I don't see a reason. I'm very this unit always disappoints me. I think it's even below the Grenadiers. Yeah, I rate the Grenadiers with the Panzerfaust more than that, because the 25 points is too much for this unit. Then we have Led Legionare. This is in the 52nd Sicheruns. This guy has only rifles and few SMGs, so it's not good. The having no LMG, it doesn't work that well. I think it's D tier, worse than these guys. They at least have the LMG. Then the new unit, Bewährungsarnem. These guys are disheartened, but they are 12 men and they have double LMG. The loadout is a bit odd. I can't even remember what the LMGs are. Maybe Bren and something else. But it's excellent. For 20 points, again, double LMG. Yeah, disheartened hurts, but I like this quite a bit. A tier. Then Ersatztruppen found in so many divisions. Now only 10 points, but no LMG, disheartened. Complete trash. I don't think you should take them. I know Robert like these, and I have seen him use them quite well. But in general, I'd say just don't take them. They are not good at anything. Then Grenadier MG26, even worse. No AT, but now they have the MG26. So yeah, bad unit. Perhaps even worse than these guys now, because it's 20 points still, if I remember correctly. Then SS Sturmgrenadier. These guys, double MG42 and then assault rifles. It's quite nice. No AT. They do have shock, not that important. But it is good. Good unit. Not that common. I think maybe only in 2 or 3 divisions, at least Tatra and first SS. But A tier unit for me. Then we have the Sturmschützen from 78 Sturm, just 13 assault rifles. for 30 points, and then Panzerfaust. It's nice. It's it's so chunky. It's a bit situational depending on the map, but in towns they shred, in Yellow Forest they shred. Yeah, it's quite expensive, and it doesn't work that well in the woods, but you can still send it to the green woods. Maybe combine it with the Stern Pioneer, and it will actually do quite a lot of damage. So yeah, I like this one as well. A tier for me. Kosaken from 716th. I think this has full Soviet loadout, so semi-auto rifles, some PPSHs, and DP. It's decent. This is actually the I think the only good unit in 716, or only good line infantry unit. So if it was full of these, it would actually be much better than it is currently. But single MG is of course not kind of crappy. But yeah, similar to Strelki SVT. I think it's B tier, solid B tier. Then we have the Fallschirmjäger FG42, similar to Sturmjäger, like we talked about, but has the rifles. This one is also going to be one of my S tier units. I like using these. Again, you need to make sure that you are not getting bullied by light vehicles, but this guy has the Panzerfaust, so they cannot get too close, and they will shred enemy infantry. Then Grenadier MG42. This is decent Grenadier because it has the MG42, but it's not a good infantry unit. But it's fine otherwise. But often the divisions which have these have to rely on these. So if you get like one of these spread alongside maybe Fallschirmjägers or Panzergrenadiers, it would be fine. But all alone, they kind of meh. Here, next to the Alpini, has one more man, so it's good. Maybe it's better than the Granisseri. Then SSL Landstorm from Tettau. This has, I think, maybe the Lewis gun or some weird LMG. Then maybe some stents, but the loadout is bad. No special wet curve or anything. No AT. I think this is pretty bad. Similar to Grenadiers, but perhaps worse. Then Vanatori de Munte from Fort Munte. Double MG34s, 12 men. This guy has a Panzerfaust and it's a Raider. It's quite nice with the Raider. Of course, double MG34s for 30 points. It's a bit steep because you get the Panzergrenadiers with the MG42 for the same price. But still, the Raider makes up somewhat, and 2 extra men. So yeah, it's quite decent. I'm gonna place it low A tier. Then we have the Hujar Golshoroshok, maybe. Triple MG. Not the best MG, but you get 16 men. This is a great squad. It will lay down so much firepower. Now, it doesn't have AT, but as an infantry fighting unit, it's so good. And they're so hard to kill with the 16 men. Yeah, this is an S tier unit for me. Maybe here. Then Recruti. I think these guys are the ones which are now 10 points. But that's a bug. They should be 15 points. So I'm gonna rate them as if they were 15 points. For 10 points, I think they are maybe even low A tier. But for 15 points, it's pretty standard. So yeah, maybe here. It's a decently sized squad, but the loadout is quite bad. Then we have the Panzergrenadiers with Puncher Shrek, found in Leer. 25 points only, but they of course they have to come in the half track, which is 5 points, so they are 30 points. But the Panzer Shrek is of course super good. It's this unit which has prompted Leer to be such a good division nowadays. So yeah, it's going to go to the S tier. Now, of course, the half track slows it down, but I still think it's so good to have the Panzer Shrek for only 30 points. Perhaps even better than the Hussar. Then Saar Panzergrenadier. Fanatical, only 8 men. I think this guy gets the Panzerfaust. But this is just a worse Panzergren, in my opinion. The Fanatical doesn't help that much, because the 8 men will die quite quickly. It's not a bad unit in any way, but so yeah, maybe low B tier. Then Fallschirmjäger MG34. So this is like a Panzergrenadier MG34, but you always have the Panzerfaust and then you have the Raider. So it's actually similar to the Vanatori de Munte, but fewer men. I like this quite a lot because I like the Raider trait so much. Solid B tier. Yeah, maybe here. Maybe I should actually lower the Gebirgsjäger a bit. Yeah, maybe like this. Then the Fallschirmjäger ZF. This guy with the double MG42 and sniper rifle. Now 35 points. So at 40 points, I think they were a bit expensive. But at 35 points, along with the other good Fallschirmjägers, I think it's quite good. It puts out so much damage. And the sniper rifle is super useful because sometimes you just hit that 1000 meter range and then you can start picking up support weapons like heavy machine guns or anti-tank guns or whatever. And again, Raider, no AT, so they can be bullied by light vehicles. But at 35 points, I think these are very good, very fun to use as well. Then Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier. This is standard Panzergrenadier, but they have maybe one more SMG. But yeah, double MG42, nothing to complain. I'm gonna place Panzergrenadiers pretty high. Maybe high B tier will be the place for the most of the Panzergrenadiers. I personally maybe prefer the Fallschirmjäger units, but I acknowledge that these are quite good. Then Vanatori de Munte without the Panzerfaust, otherwise the same. Without the Panzerfaust, I mean, it does make a difference. It's very nice to have the Panzerfaust. So I'm not gonna place it to the A tier. Then it goes to here. Still the Raider is nice and the 12 men, but not as justified to be in the A tier. Then we have the Ustasche from Rossel. They have Preda and a couple of good SMGs, blanking on the name. Raider, some rifles, no AT. These are actually quite nice. But the lack of ATs, why I don't usually take them. Because Rossel doesn't actually have that much infantry held AT. So, as a filling unit, I struggle to take this, even though it's 12 men. They are quite flexible due to the SMGs, so you can go to the forest. I think the SMGs as well, Preda. So Preda machine gun and Preda SMG, maybe. Yeah, might be totally wrong about that. I'd rather take these than the Grenadiers due to the flexibility. I know the LMG is pretty bad, or the automatic rifle, but still. Then we have the Sturm Skijäger. Oh, kind of like the Großdeutschland one, but one more man. All assault rifles. I don't know if these are still 25 points. Maybe they are. That's quite expensive if it is that way, because there's no advantage to these. So yeah, if this is 25 points, then these are better. Then Husarok MG42. This is like the Backlight Grenadier. Only one more man. And now they are 25 points like the Backlights. So yeah, it's nice. I'm gonna put it here next to it. Then the Luftlande Schützen. Double MG34, but 25 points only. So that's actually super cheap. And no disheartened like the what is called Volkdeutsche. So yeah, very good line infantry unit. Super cost effective. I'm gonna place this pretty highly. I think it's A tier for the price. Then Motlöwesch, these guys are in the Panzerlos. They have single MG42 and 11 men. I haven't rated the single MG units that highly, but this just feels so much better than the Grenadiers. Even though it's very similar to the Grenadier MG42. It does have the Panzerfaust though, so yeah. It works super well with the Turans, so I guess that's part of the reason as well. But I'm gonna rate this, I think, high C tier. It's a very good for a standard line infantry unit. Of course, it's nothing special, but nah. I think I'm gonna put it here actually. I think these are very good. Yeah, the difference is not that big, but again, the difference between all of the units is not that big in the tiers. So then we have Vanatori Moto, double ZB30, and few SMGs, mostly rifles. This is in Blindata. And actually the same unit with different name is in 5th Cav. I believe it's the same unit, hence why we don't have it here. But yeah, it's a good unit. The LMGs are automatic rifles, so you can fire in the woods. It's quite flexible. I like it quite a bit. It's B tier for me. Solid. Then Ostruppen. I want to say these have DP and some rifles, 15 points. Not good. DP is better than the Preda, which many of these have those. So here, C tier. Then the LV Jaeger has that weird machine gun. I can never remember, but yeah, same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of these squads with the bad MG 15 points. Then the SS Gebirgsjäger. Again, Russell unit. Raiders, single machine gun. I think these guys have the MG26. They do have AT, which is nice, which is why I actually use them in Russell to have some AT grenades. But as a unit, it's not that good. The Raider is nice, but otherwise, maybe here. Still better than the Ustashe because of the AT. SS Reitjäger from 1st Panzerlos, double MG42, some extra men, Panzerfaust. What's not to like? These are actually very good. Just upgraded Panzergrenadiers. Yeah. A tier. Maybe here. Then Sturmgrenadiers. There's so many of these different Sturmgrenadiers. Maybe these guys are in the 122nd. But again, only assault rifles, 25 points, Panzerfaust to go. Better than these because of the 10 men, but yeah, maybe here. Maybe low B tier. This guy is also too highly rated. Yeah, I don't think it's... well, we'll let him stay there for now. Then... I think this is a Korak unit, but it's just a standard Grenadier with some AT, so... here. Yeah. Also, the Grenadier MG42 is better than the... You can get the AT elsewhere, so yeah, I'm better than the Ustashe maybe too. But yeah. Then we have the Rangaistus. I think these are the same as the Brigadilainen, so let's put them here. So DP, some rifles, and some Suomis. For 15-point units, these are actually quite decent at closer ranges if you have leader nearby or some military police. But not good. Not good. Better than many of the 15-point units, but not good. I'm gonna place them here. C tier. Better than many of these, but still not good. Then Vanatorimoto with the Panzerfaust. Yep, let's put it here. Luftlandeschützen with the Panzerfaust next to the other Luftlandeschützen. But better. No, actually this guy has only single machine gun, so it's like a Grenadier MG42. Yeah, my bad. Where is the Grenadier MG42? There. Yep, let's put it here. Then Hermann Göring Pioneer. This is the same as... No, it's not. Less men. So, single machine gun, then some assault rifles, maybe even some rifles as well. Or maybe MP40 SMGs and then the assault rifles and then... Yeah. It's a mid-range unit. It has the TNT, but that doesn't matter much. I mean, it's nice to have, of course, but what I'm considering here, 30 points is a bit expensive too. But I would rather take this than the Sturmgrenadier and the backlights. Perhaps here. Yeah. Another Sturmjäger. I wanna say these are the same, but I don't know. But I think they are. Just assault rifles and Panzerfaust. So yeah, B tier. Then SS Junker with Panzerfaust. This is like a Fallschirmjäger FG42, but no Raider. It's still excellent, of course, found in Tettau, but the Raider is a big deal. But it's, yeah, high A tier. Also less men. Yep. Then the 41 Panzergrenadiers from 715th. More men, but MG34s only. So let's see, where have we rated the other MG34 units? Here. This one has the Panzerbuche, which is the worst AT rifle, I believe. But you can actually sometimes score some half-track kills, which is quite nice. But yeah, Panzerfaust is better than the Panzerbuche, of course, but still. Hermann Göring, Sturmgrenadier. So this is like a Beck-like grenadier. Yeah, it has shock, but yeah. Schuma, 10 points. I think it's rifles and maybe one SMG or something like that. Or maybe just rifles. 8 men for 10 points. Not good, but you have good availability with this one, so, and it can be pretty annoying. Still C tier. I do take this, but low C tier still. Better than the Ersatz because of they don't have the disheartened. Then we have the Italian I believe this means probably volunteers. I don't know. And probably they weren't volunteers, but yeah. This is in the 716th. It has poor loadout. This was I had high hopes for this unit, but it turned out to be just bad. Preda and then some good SMGs, but not enough to make a difference. So not good. Let's put it here. Then some Lithuanians, the Tarsavaron no Ryu. Only rifles, they have raiders and they do have an 18-8, but only rifles, so not good. Not good at all, actually. Yeah, pretty useless without LMG. Then SS Fallschirmjäger, these guys have double MG34s, and then they have a satchel, and they are fanatical, and 12 men. So it's good. It's in Russell. I personally think that you should take the Brandenburgers, because you get 3 guards of these. Then you have these guys. I don't know how many cards, but like they are very similar. But these guys have the commando. So I don't see the reason for this. It's cheaper, but the loadouts is just worse with this guy, and the fanatical. I don't care about that as much. It's a decent unit. If this was found in other divisions, I think it would be a must take. But as it stands, it's still, I'm gonna rate it pretty highly. The satchel can still be nice. And of course, if you want to use it for CQC, then because if it's cheaper, so yeah, I could see that. Then we have Sicherungswest. These guys have the best AT rifle, the GRB, maybe. Is it 39 maybe? So that thing actually can penetrate even medium tanks from the side, sometimes even from the front. It has 300-meter range, I believe. It's actually very nice. The machine gun is bad though with this unit. But as like a supportive unit, I like this quite a bit. I think the AT rifle is so good. Maybe even a bit underrated. Now, where would I put it? Perhaps here. Now, if you only have to rely on these to hold the line, then you might struggle because the LMG is meh. But if you have these, and then, for example, these are in the Paris Defense Division. So these guys, and then you have other double machine gun units there, like the Fallschirmjägers and the Ersatztruppen Paris. So yeah, they are nice. I like these a lot. I could even see myself rating them higher because of the AT rifle. Then some SS Junkers. Again from Tettau, these guys have single machine gun and then some assault rifles and yeah. Nah, nothing special, but for a single machine gun unit, they are pretty good. B tier for me. Rosiori PM, 20 points, double ZB30 automatic rifle. Otherwise, the loadout is not that good. Only 8 men. And I think they have PTRD. So in some matchup, you could take this to have the AT rifle to deal with the half tracks. But otherwise, there's usually better choices. But for 20 points, double automatic rifle is nothing to scoff at. So just because of that, I think it goes fairly highly. Maybe, yeah, here. Ostlegionare. I don't know what's the difference between the Osttruppen and the Ostlegionare, but anyway, maybe these guys are the ones with the PP Shah and DP and Mosin Nagants, and these guys have DP and Kar 98s and one SMG, which I don't know. Maybe, but yeah, still not good. Then the regular Panzergrenadier 41, these guys with the Panzerfaust. Where did I put the Panzerbuche ones? Here, so maybe here, B tier. Wahebren, 10 points for a machine gun. Can be quite useful, but the one with the MG34 got buffed to 10 points as well. So this unit lost its value, and I don't see a reason to bring this anymore. But still, 10 points for a machine gun is quite good. Only 6 men, of course. So yeah, maybe here I think it's better than the Landstorm. And I haven't used this guy with the MG34 when now that it's 10 points, so it could be higher, but yeah, maybe it's higher. So you can just hold the line with it. Still somewhere in the C tier, so doesn't matter that much. Then some LB ersatz. Again, these guys, maybe the MG. Is it maybe 81 or something? I think it's something pulled from an aircraft or something. I might be totally wrong about that. Again, 15 points. Low C tier. Then KM Landesschützen. These guys are in Toulon, and these I used to use these. They have the Carcano and then some crappy machine gun. But yeah, nowadays disheartened infantry is pretty rough to use. Then regular Levage, 12 men, AT grenade I think, and then they're not that good LMG, but it's decent. And 12 men is nice. Better than Grenadiers, better than Ratsuvaki. Not quite as good as the MG42 units in my opinion, but still. Then we have the Sperwerband. These guys have a Panzerschreck, this Koruk tank hunting unit. 20 points for a chunky Panzerschreck is nice. Disheartened, so don't expect much fighting from it, but I think it's pretty decent. You don't get that many Panzerschrecks in Axis divisions in the infantry units, so I rate this quite highly because of that. Yeah. B tier. High B tier. Sicheruns, yeah, we talked about this. They also have that great AT rifle, which makes them quite nice. Otherwise, I don't know what's the loadout difference here. Then we have some more Panzergrenadiers. I don't remember what's. These guys don't have any SMGs. They just have some automatic rifles, some regular rifles, and then the double MG42. So yeah, they are good. You don't really want to use the SMGs anyway. So yeah, it's just an upgraded Panzergrenadier. Still worse than the SS Reitjäger, but yeah, very good. A tier. Then these guys from 9th Panzer, Panzergrenadier with all semi-auto rifles. So yeah, just a straight upgrade. No AT for this guy, but still here. Then we have the Volksdeutsche. These guys used to be quite unique for the double MG34 for only 25 points, but after the changes to the fallback, the disheartened is kind of bad, and yeah, there are just other units in this list which is better. But yeah, still 25 points for double MG34 is good. I can't say that it isn't. Here, maybe high B tier. Yeah, not that many to go anymore. Soon, when the allied ones start, then we stop. Then a new unit from Walter Fallschirmjäger with the captured Browning. These guys don't have any vet, which is a bit of a downside. But otherwise, they have Panzerfaust, they have Raider. So, yeah, I like them. I do think they are a solid pick in that division. Perhaps here, worse than the regular Fallschirmjägers, but still. Then we have the Greeks Marine Infantry. I heard that these guys, their LMG got buffed, so maybe they are a bit better now. 12 men, so they can take some punishment, but the loadout is not that good. I have used these quite a lot even before the buff because I like them in Toulon, but still can't rate them too highly. Perhaps here they have an AT grenade as well and some SMGs, so it's a somewhat flexible unit. Then some LV Jaeger MG34, 15 points, but again this, but the MG34, so probably here as a line holder it's decent. Then some Landesschützen Ost, very similar to these, bit more men, so maybe here. Then some Militia. These guys have a crappy machine gun and bad loadout altogether. 10 men, only 15 points, but not good. I don't think you should bring it. Maybe here. It's not disheartened, so that's something, but still. Then the Husarok. They 16 men, single MG. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's very nice to attack with these guys because you can take some punishment. Yeah. Where did we place the others? This is one of those where like 25 points is okay, even though you have only single MG, because you have so many men in this squad, so it's nice. In a way, has some similarities to the Gebirgsjäger because it's just pretty flexible unit. They are very different, but yeah. Then this guy is also new, Gep Panzergrenadier. This is from Walther. These guys, no, these are not maybe from there, but I don't remember. This is some kind of eight men Panzergrenadier unit. So where did I put the fanatical Lassa gaps? So maybe here. Or perhaps these guys actually have the Molotovs and the Sturmgewehrs. Either way, I think it's speedier. Then we have the SS Gebirgsstreif, another Rossel unit. This is one of their better cheap unit because they have a lot of semi-auto rifles, and then they have Panzerfaust and they are Raider. So I think this is a must take in Rossel. I like this quite a lot. The machine gun is probably MG34, maybe MG42. Either way, I think this is a very nice 20-point unit. Somewhat similar to this one, but better. Actually similar to this one. Then we have the Baraka Dutisti from 4th Fallschirmjäger. Double Breda, Raider, Panzerfaust. Only 8 men, but it's decent. They got the availability buff as well. So, yeah. These days, I like to bring one card because of the cheap price, and they are pretty flexible. You don't mind going into the forest with these. Nothing super special, but still. Somewhere to the beat here they go. Maybe here. Maybe here. Then you have the Jaegers. They of course got the pretty significant buff from as the MP40 got buffed, but I think I haven't used them myself, but as a line infantry they are still trash because 2 rifles, MG42 and then the MP40s. I don't like these. I don't think they will be that much better nowadays because if you have to fight in the woods, you will run into divisions which have much better units, but for the Greenwoods. So yeah, I will maybe talk about this again in the if I make a CQC tier list video, but I don't think this is super good. And I will be, for example, here it's a crappy line infantry unit, but I will be taking into consideration, of course, their CQC capabilities as well. But still, it's very spammable. But yeah, maybe C tier better than the Ratsubaki. That's but I don't think this is super good. But we'll see. I might be wrong about this. Infanteristi, CB30 single one, good availability, not good wet curve, nothing special, no AT on this one, similar to the Landstorm. 61 DT, machine gun, fanatical, 3 Suomis and some rifles. One of the better Finnish line infantry units, but still not that good. It's a kind of a hybrid because of the 3 Suomis, and you get actually very good, decent wet curve. I like to use these, but I acknowledge that they are not that good. Still high C tier for me because of the flexibility. Kivääri, same as these guys, but not fanatical. In 17 Divisiona you get a good wet curve, but otherwise, in this case I like the fanatical on the 60th, and that which is why I'm gonna rate the Kivääri lower. And the DP is also worse than the 60th DT. So here again, it's quite flexible, so you can go to the woods, but the problem is that the divisions which have this have poor long range infantry. So these, as a supportive unit, I don't like these that much. No, if it was a supportive unit, then yes, but because it's your only line infantry, I don't like it that much. Then we have the Jagdkampf from Dunkerchen, carrying a Panzerfaust, 35 points, double MG42, pretty good loadout. Similar to the Brandenburger, but no commando and no satchel, but Panzerschreck. It's good. Some say that it's a bit overpriced, and I don't think so. I think it's fairly priced. I think some other units are maybe too cheap. I think this is fair because it's like a Panzergrenadier, but it has a Panzerschreck. So I think it's fair. But yeah, it's bit steep. Yeah. Still, it's still a solid A tier for me, or high A tier, I should say. Then the regular Panzergrenadier MG34. We have had a lot of units with MG34, and this guy does not have a Panzerfaust. So here, also less men. So maybe even here. Then Nostoväki from Panzerdivision. They have the crappy machine gun. They have some Molotovs. Only 15 points these days, but I think they are pretty crap. You have to take it because you don't have many machine guns in Panzerdivision, but I think they're pretty bad. Perhaps here. You can still use it in the woods, so yeah. And they can hold the line, but it's not good. Then the Montlöwe MG42, but no Panzerfaust. I'm gonna put it here. Better than the Grenadiers because more men, but I think the Alpini is too high. Oh, well, yeah, whatever. Then some Reservisti. These are even worse than the Recruiti, I think. So here, I think they have even crappier machine gun or something. Again, Großdeutschland Panzergrenadiers. These guys have the Panzerfaust. Otherwise, they are just Panzergrenadiers. High B tier. Yes. Tartalek Löwes from first Panzer 15 points, crappy machine gun, but 12 men. This is one of those single machine gun units that disheartened single machine gun units, which I quite a lot enjoy actually. So, but perhaps I'm a bit biased. But I think it works pretty well with the 12 men. So I'm gonna rate it pretty highly actually. Maybe even maybe here. Then the Montlöwe with the Hungarian bazooka. Yeah, it's excellent. The machine gun is not as good as the regular one, but carrying bazookas around is just so good. Part of the reason why the Western Allies used to be so oppressive because it's so easy to use when you carry bazookas everywhere. For me, it's high A tier. I rate the bazooka so highly. It's not that cheap, of course, for 25 points, but still. KM Flak Truppen. These guys, 15 men, but they only have rifles and few SMGs, so they are total crap. Better than the ersatz, but still. I'd rather take these guys. Maybe like this, even though they are 15 men. Valkyrie got buffed, only 20 points now. Single MG42s, few assault rifles and rifles. For 20 points, I haven't tested them, so they might be quite good. My hunch is that they will be somewhere in here. So, yeah, B tier. But I could see myself rating these more higher now that they are only 20 points. Bewerungs, chunky squad with DP rifles and few pipishas. Decent. I like using these. Gives flexibility. Loadout is not super good, but the chunkiness is nice. So solid beat here. Hilf Polizei again. I think this is just rifles, maybe. So D tier. Now that I actually think about it, these guys probably have an LMG. I think it was changed. They used to be 20 points, but now they have an LMG and they are 15 points. So yeah, my bad. Nothing super special still, but not D tier. Volksturm from Tatra. This used to be kind of special because they had the Panzerfaust. You get a lot of them and you can just sprinkle Panzerfausts everywhere, but nowadays I don't think they're that good. There are many of these cheap units actually carry AT, so this is nothing special anymore, and only rifles, so I think it's pretty crap. D tier. I don't think you should take these. Flakkampftruppen, another Panzerschreck unit. Very similar to the Sperreband actually. So yeah, I B tier. Infanteristi, this guy we ranked already, but this guy has Panzerfaust, but still nothing super good. Kere Paroshok. I think this has a bit different loadout than the Löwesch. But the Löwesch is probably, well, because of the AT, I think it's better than the Kerex. Then the Kriegsmarine Bootbesatzung. Triple MG34s, fanatical, now only 30 points. So I think these are very good. It's excellent for 30 points because the triple MG34 puts out so much damage. Now you only found them in Toulon, so in that way, not a big change to them. But I might slip this to S tier. Yes. Then LV Jäger from 715th. Fanatical, you cannot vet them. There's 15 men. The loadout is quite flexible. Few SMGs and automatic rifles and a single LMG. These are fun to use. Not super strong, but still quite good in my opinion. Maybe similar to the Bewerungs actually. And lastly, the Löwesch 25G from 25th Hadostali. So it's like Löwesch, but double LMG and fanatical. So yeah, it's very good unit in my opinion. Bit worse maybe than the Fallschirmjäger MG34, but still pretty good. Maybe here. Better than the Volksdeutsche maybe. Yep. And that should be all. Oh no, there's more. One more. Let's do one more. Because I did check all of these, but there should only be CQC infantry left for the Axis and then the Allied units. But yeah, Panzergrenadier MG26, double MG26. It's kind of nice. It's similar to rifles. Piat without the Piat. But yeah, I like it. Actually, very much like the Vanatori Moto. Where is it? Here. So let's put it next to it. Maybe it's better, but still, yeah. So yeah, that should be all of the Axis line / mid-range infantry ranked. Now I could see some changes being made. But this is again a matter of taste. So yeah, this one is too high. The Sturmschützen. I'm gonna put it B tier. Yeah, yeah. It's still quite expensive. It does a lot of damage, but yeah. So yeah, I don't think the differences are that big. So uh, like everything in A and B tier are quite similar actually, and then the S tier are just an inch better than the rest. You can see that there's a lot of more expensive units in the S tier, which is something that some might disagree with. And yeah, I just like using them, and I think they can be super deadly when used right. I might actually rank. Yeah, well, let's leave it at that actually for now. But yeah, I think these are the best units. Uh, yep. Well, anyway, let me know what you think and where you disagree, and if I rated something completely off in your opinion. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.